just take a look at this. Just take a look at this. So, just about there. There we go. See there. November the 26th. That was the last time I uploaded on this YouTube channel. I've got some explaining to do. So where have I been? Dead? No, okay, okay. I came down with a deadly disease. No, okay, well, what am I gonna say? I saw cats! Oh! There we are, okay. But anyway, now I'm back. In all seriousness, the reason I haven't been able to upload since November is that there's been a couple of difficulties with my software. I had a Christmas special planned. I'm sure if you saw the original video, that went down the pot. Then I wanted to do vlogs, and then that went down the pot because nothing was working, and then things were going out of date. So I'm a liar, basically. And I apologize to anyone who wanted to see those videos. I wanted to post them, but it was just really difficult to get them out because of various issues. But now I should be able to post this fine, but all I'm going to have to be able to do is pull myself back in terms of the amount that I'm doing, because my computer kept crashing. So I think I'm not going to be able to overlap my audio with video, external audio anyway, out of it. So my plan is just to sit and talk to you and then move myself over to video clips and back to me talking, etc. through the video. But yeah, today I wanted to talk to you about my 10 favourite films of last year. A few admin rules before we begin. You're not going to see any films on here that may have had releases in the States in 2019, but have had British releases in 2020 or slated for 2020. So even though I may have seen them, so for example, you're not going to see Parasite, The Lighthouse, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Uncut Gems, or A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood, even though I've seen them all, and yeah, some of them will be really high up on my list, but unfortunately I can't include them. Then there's films that I just haven't seen, and brace yourselves, because there's a lot of them. Okay, here we go. So, not in consideration are Ad Astra, Ford vs Ferrari, Midsummer, Knives Out, 1917, Booksmart, I Lost My Body, Little Women, Shazam, The Farewell, Alita Battle Angel, Fighting With My Family, Dolomite Is My Name, Judy, Official Secrets, The Lego Movie 2, the second part, Frozen 2, Missing Link, The Two Popes, How to Train Your Dragon 3, and A Partridge in a Pear. I kid, but I'm sorry I haven't been able to see all those films. I'm trying to get through them. If you follow me on my Instagram, I'm going to put reviews on them up as I watch them. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on with some honourable mention, because I've only got 15 minutes and I need to get this done quick. Here we go.
Situation. I am not a toy. I was made for soup, salad, maybe chili, and then the trash. Freedom! Buzz, we've got to get Forky. Affirmative.
Really skeptical about Toy Story 4 before I went in to see it. I thought it was going to be a cash grab based off the first three, but it actually turned out to be fairly enjoyable. I had some issues with it. If anyone saw my old video that I used to do on Toy Story 4, you'll know my issues, that I thought characters didn't quite have their correct arcs. But all in all, I thought the animation was gorgeous, and it was really well cast and really well acted, and it was really entertaining. So yeah, fit an end to the quadrilogy. Please don't make any more. And yeah, so I've got to get through these really quick. Sorry, but yeah, good. Good. Yeah, good.
To everyone who's not in this room, to try.
This is my controversial one. A lot of people may have expected to see this one on the list and another one coming up later, but ultimately it's fine. It's good. It obviously it's on my honourable mentions for a reason, but the first half bored me. I'm sorry, it really did. It made up for it in the climax. The climax was, of course, amazing. It was so well acted. But I just found the first half to be the same old stuff that we've seen all the time, and I just couldn't connect with it. But it's still very, very good. It's still very well much worth a watch. Hence why it's on my honourable mentions list.
Poison.
All hail my son, Emperor Nero.
Hail me. Cheers, man.
My stupid one. Horrible Histories, Rotten Romans was a film that I thought I was going to hate. I loved the original series, and I absolutely adored Horrible Histories. It's not quite good enough to make it onto my top 10, but it's just so great. It's just brilliant. I've got such a love for that film, and sorry that a lot of people didn't agree with my opinion on it, and they thought it was boring, and it was cheap humour. It's Horrible Histories. What do you expect? You're not going to expect, the Big Lebowski levels of comedy. You just want it to be fun and entertaining, and that's exactly what it was.
Dalton, it's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Call me Marvin. Put it there. That's your son?
No, that's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Ah, yes, my other controversial pick and my final honourable mention. It's a very, very, very good film, which just doesn't resonate with me. I love the acting in it. I think that it's really well shot. Tarantino does a fantastic job with the film. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, you can't fault them. But it's a very long, very meandering, fairly pointless film, which, whilst it is good, and I can't fault it on that, you know, it's an incredible film and well worth a watch. It just didn't have the same resonating power that the films that were on my top 10 list did, or the entertainment value. Okay, so without further ado, they were my rapid fire honourable mentions. These are going to be my rapid fire top 10 films of 2019. Here we go with number 10.
All these models, like, in the Bahamas. The most insane festival the world has ever seen.
Island getaway turned disaster.
It became very barbaric.
Now, like many films that I seem to always enjoy, a lot of people will probably be asking me, David, what the hell is this? It's a documentary on Netflix at the moment. It came out in January, and it was a documentary about the Fire Music Festival, which was created by Billy McFarland, who was an entrepreneur and essential con man, and they promoted all of this wonderful music concert, and it all fell to pieces. I'll just leave it there because it's fascinating to watch the extent of corruption and oppression within a society, and how people are so easily duped by money, and then when that money runs out, what people can do to survive and not lose everything. And I think that was incredibly fascinating to me. It's told from a very interesting perspective. It's one of my favourite documentaries of the year. I highly recommend you check it out. I'm not going to say too much about this because I think it's a documentary that's best watched fairly without knowing what's going on, but I'll just leave it at that. It's very fascinating. It presents some very interesting interviews with some very interesting people. So yeah, I'm excited for some people to see this, because I'd love to know what people think of this documentary, because I seem to be the only one on the planet who's actually seen it. So yeah, it's really good, and I'm excited to see what everyone thinks.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work.
Because I am going on vacation.
Okay, so this was the first Sheldon reviews that I ever did on Spider-Man Far From Home. And I said in my review, and I stand by my statement upon rewatch, I love this film. I think it's really well done. I think Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Holland are brilliant in the film, as is Zendaya. I think the film is very entertaining. It's very well acted. The action is great. I love the direction of the film. I think it's really well shot. It's got a wonderful score. The film is constantly upbeat, constantly entertaining, constantly keeping you guessing. There is a brilliant sequence, one of the best of the year, involving some delusions. And I just think it's brilliant, and it's a worthy addition to the MCU, and in my opinion, it's better than Endgame. And people are going to give me hate for that, but I think it's better than Endgame. I'm sorry. Endgame's still good. I can't stress that enough. Endgame is good. I think this is better.
A dark place. They closed it down and let it rot. But the things that lived there...
Hello, Daddy.
Now, The Shining has very quickly become one of my favourite films. I've only very recently seen it, just before I saw Dr. Sleep in October. But it's a very, very intense psychological horror. It's mesmerising to watch. Jack Nicholson is outstanding. So when you're coming into this film, the author of the original book, Stephen King, famously didn't like Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining. So when Mike Flanagan came in to direct Dr. Sleep, he had to please both Stephen King fans, because this is an actual novel written by Stephen King, and Stanley Kubrick fans, and I think he does the best job he could have done with it. Ewan McGregor is excellent in the film, although his accent slightly dips. But yeah, I love the main lead young actress. I love all of the casting. I love the callbacks to The Shining. I don't think it's lazy fan service. I think it's an excellently crafted original story with The Shining references in there for the fans. I think that it suits the story very well. I love the twists. I love the turns. I love all of the... It's a gorgeously shot film, and I think that it's one of the best of the year, and I don't think it's getting the praise that it deserves and should get. I think it should have been nominated for some Oscars. I'm quite sad that it wasn't. But yeah, go and check out Doctor Sleep if you haven't. Go check out The Shining first, then watch Doctor Sleep because you may not get everything. But it's very entertaining and I highly recommend.
Our cousin told us if we write a letter to Mr. Klaus, he'll make us a toy. Dear Mr. Klaus. Dear Mr. Klaus.
Shall we then?
Yep.
So I watched this film on Christmas Day, and what a surprise it was. I had no expectations for Klaus. I thought it was going to be a lazily done animated film. It's gorgeously animated. The acting is incredible. I love the story. I think it's a really nice origin story to the story of Christmas. I think that the entire story is very cohesive. The story immerses you fully into this world. It's very funny, much funnier than I thought it was going to be. And I thought that it had a real charm and a real heart to it. And I think that's important because I think we're losing wholesome children's films now, especially around Christmas time. So it's quite nice to have a wholesome Christmas film that doesn't batter you over the head with nonsense, and it just keeps going and going, and Christmas Chronicles and going, and Nativity 784 and go. But yeah, this was a massive return to form for Christmas animated films, and I hope to see the streak of quality like this moving forward. I've heard that I Lost My Body is also another animated film on Netflix. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but that has a very similar style, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that as well. But yeah, Klaus is excellent, and I highly recommend putting it on next Christmas.
Better watch, there's a lot of tough guys around here. Did he tell you? You're not afraid of tough guys, are you? I didn't think so.
I am a huge fan of Martin Scorsese, and this is one of my most anticipated films of the year. The performances by Robert Downey Jr., Al Pacino and Joe Pesci are some of the best that I think of the year. I think it's a criminal offence that Al Pacino and Joe Pesci are going to get snubbed for all the awards because of Brad Pitt's performance. Pitt is wonderful. I think Pacino and Pesci are better, but that's... But I suppose it's personal choice. But you can't fault Brad Pitt. He's one of the best actors working. But they do a brilliant job in the role. I think the de-aging worked very well. I think Scorsese is a master behind the camera. I think everything works right down to a charm. I can't fault a single thing in the film particularly. It's not my favourite film of the year, but it's a film which certainly, maybe its length, it's a tiny bit too long, but it still is riveting from start to finish, and I think that it does a fantastic job of immersing you into the world of Frank Sheeran and keeping you there for the entire 3.5 hour runtime, even if it is very long.